welcome back to another live stream, a chilled stream, this one on Tuesday, as we are right at the end of the season in F1 Manager 2023 in our first season with McLaren in 2023. We're currently in Las Vegas, but we are not participating. We have turned our nose up to Las Vegas, to the street circuit, and that is because we've ran out of money. Effectively, we've got 500,000, we've got $500,000 left against the cost cap. So if we use our engines any more than we have to, which is basically taking part in this race weekend and Abu Dhabi, we'd need to pay for a new engine, which would be 5 million for each car. That will take us over the cost cap. The board won't be too happy with that. It will be fines and could even lead to the sack. So for the sake of that, we are not participating in Las Vegas. So today's stream, we're just going to kick back, watch this Las Vegas race, or I say watch, we're going to 16 times this, and then we're going to get into prepping for Abu Dhabi, the final race of the season, bit of practice and qualifying for that one. So we're currently in 5th in the Constructors, and our main competitors are Alpine. So we're taking a risk here because we're, as I say, not participating, and the Alpines may score. Gasly is currently in 8th, now 9th, as Verstappen and Perez took penalties. So I'm hoping 9th is going to be the best that Gasly can do, but we have got Tsunoda up the road, so he could get Tsunoda. So maybe 8th is the best Gasly can do, which would give Alpine another 4 points. Ocon's down in 13th, so yeah, we've got to hope these Alpines don't score many points for us here, because that would give us some issues, really. So, as I say, just 16 times this one, and then we'll get into some prep and practice and qualifying for Abu Dhabi. Then we'll be on to the 2024 season, and that's where we're looking, hopefully, a lot more competitive with this McLaren car. Bit like McLaren in real life, because they are doing wonders now. Lando, what a race again in Imola. We wanted that race to go on maybe a couple of laps longer, didn't we? Although it's one thing getting up to the back of a car, it's another thing overtaking, and it was quite difficult to overtake in Imola. So even if he got in that DRS max, I'm not quite sure Lando would have got him. But it's looking good. It's looking a lot more competitive this season, which wasn't the case when we got to the first race of the season. So yeah, hopefully it continues. But obviously with Monaco coming up, that's more a Saturday in terms of qualifying really is what it's all about there. Why are people stopping here and then going again? What was that all about? That was bizarre. People kept stopping here on this part of the track. But yeah, it's looking a lot more competitive in real life, so hopefully that continues. Hopefully Ferrari edge up into the fight as well, and we can have some freeway battles in real F1. But as I say, Monaco is all going to be about qualifying, really. As I say, just speeding through this one. So Gasly is now down to 10th, so that was really good for us. Ocon 13th, so the less points Alpine score, the better for us. These are all stopped once now. Russell's got a bit of a DRS train behind him. Russell, then Magnussen, Gasly, and Tsunoda. We've got a Ferrari 1-2 here in Vegas. Charles Leclerc, followed by Carlos Sainz. Max Verstappen is in the DRS, though, of Carlos Sainz. We're going to see a move from Max here to move himself into second and split these Ferraris. Here we go. Verstappen coming to ruin these Ferraris. Is he passed? He should be now. So Max moves himself into second, and he'll be hunting down Charles Leclerc for the win now. So we're concentrating on Gasly and Ocon. Ocon doesn't look like he's going to get points. So it's all about Gasly here. How many points can he get? Looks like he'll get a maximum of 4. Verstappen has taken the lead. He is inevitable. So that was always going to happen, really. Charles sticking with him, though. He's in the DRS. And Sainz. There's a little bit of a DRS train up front here, look. The Ferraris can try and work together to challenge Max for the victory. Sainz has got good tyre life, to be fair. 56%, he's got a 7% margin on Verstappen, so Sainz can push harder than both of these. It'll be interesting to see what happens in that little battle. Gasly's now up to 9th, past Russell, who is going backwards there. It looks like Gasly might be good opportunity to get 8th place here from Tsunoda. But it's going to get a little bit tight for us in 5th in the Constructors. Gasly does move up to 8th. Sainz has taken the lead. Charles Leclerc is now in 2nd. Verstappen still in the DRS of Charles.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
And there's been a crash. The crash in Vegas. Please be an Alpine. It's not. It's Alex Albon on the Haas. Sloppy there. I think that was Albon's corner, to be fair.
It's not going the way the team had hoped today. That is for sure.
Might be a penalty coming Haas's way. Good evening, Dino. How are you? Nothing has happened. We have just decided not to run in Vegas. We are 500,000 away from breaking the cost cap, and our engine are getting very warm, so 3 races left. I made the decision to skip this one, so we are available to take on the last race of the season. So no penalties given. Let's continue to carry on. But yeah, we just simply haven't taken part in any of these sessions in Vegas, just to preserve the car and keep us from not breaking that cost cap. Gasly's back down to 10th, which is good for us, but there is a DRS train to Tsunoda. So a point would be fine. That's really damage limitation if Gasly only finishes 10th. Which is looking likely now. Sainz has got the win in the bag. Can Charles challenge Verstappen for 2nd? They're on the final lap now, so Gasly 1.6 off Tsunoda, so it looks like Gasly is going to only finish 10th, so Alpine will only take a point from us. We will take that indeed. What can Charles Leclerc do on this final lap? Can he make it a Ferrari 1-2? This is good for Charles' driver championship. He's in a battle for 2nd with Perez, I think. 2nd might even be enough with Perez finished 4th to clinch that. I can't quite remember the points gap. And Charles Leclerc make an overtake on this final lap. A good opportunity now coming up. Here we go. Right up the gearbox of Max. Doesn't look like he's got the straight line speed though. Max holds him off. Maybe using plenty of ERS. Another chance here though. Not going to happen though. Verstappen is going to finish 2nd. Charles Leclerc 3rd. Perez is going to be 4th. Hamilton 5th. Stroll 6th. Alonso 7th. Russell 8th. Tsunoda 9th. And Gasly 10th, which is a good result for us.
That's a really miserable day for Oscar Piastri.
Oscar Piastri didn't take part, to be fair. So. Had the same day as Lando. Last race, Sandvort, currently P4, but Alpine shipping layers, they seem to have. Red to place to Alpine seems flip-flop depending on. Nice P4's good though. Is that still second season? So this is the full race results in Vegas. So Sainz, as we saw, 1, Max Verstappen 2nd, Charles Leclerc 3rd, Sergio Perez 4th, Hamilton 5th, Stroll 6th, Fernando Alonso 7th, George Russell 8th, Yuki Tsunoda 9th, which means AlphaTauri score their first points of the season. Pierre Gasly are rivals with Alpine for 5th in the Constructors. Does score a point, but it is just a lonely point. Carlos Sainz also takes the fastest lap. And we didn't run in the race, as you see there. Drivers, so Max had already won it. And yeah, Charles Leclerc has now definitely secured 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship. Still a potential there for Sainz if he won the race and Sergio Perez retired for 3rd. But it looks like it's going to be Charles Leclerc finishing 2nd, Perez 3rd. Sainz 4th, Alonso's got 5th, Stroll has got 6th. And Lewis, this was very tight a couple of races ago, but Lewis has built a nice little gap on Russell, so it looks like Lewis will finish 7th, Russell 8th, Lando's going to finish 9th this year, and Ocon 10th. And then a few more points being scored down the back here, which is more interesting if we look at the Constructors. The Red Bull, as we know, have already won it. Ferrari have finished 2nd, Aston Martin 3rd, Mercedes 4th, and then it's the battle for 5th. So we are remaining on 62, didn't run in the race. Alpine only scored 1 point, so it's 13, a gap of 13. So Alpine really going to need a good result, both drivers to score points, unless they're going to get Gasly into a podium, 15, or Ocon into a podium. They'd need 3rd place. But let's just work this out. So what do they need? They need 13 points, so... yeah, even a... what are we getting? 1 point for 10th, 9th is 2 points, 8th is 7th, 6th. I think they'd need a 5th and a 6th place finish, so it's looking unlikely, but we don't want to count our chickens. Look at this, though. This is still tied. So Williams and Haas both didn't score, so they're on 11 points coming into the final race of the season. So that looks like to be the only battle on the final race. And AlphaTauri, leaving it late, finally score a couple of points. So they are going to finish 9th, unless Alfa Romeo have a miracle in the final race of the season. Right, so this is what this stream was about, prepping for the final race. So we will do that, and we'll get into some practice and qualifying in Abu Dhabi. Merker in no man's land, sick. Oh God, Merker having a nightmare on your save, Dino. Who are the drivers? Are they still running Lewis and George? Downside to trying to drivers don't get XP. Yeah, I know you don't get the XP, but I just took that sacrifice, to be fair. So this is where we are on the cost cap. So just had to be extra safe on that. Okay, so the board members would like to attend. Yeah, we may as well say yes to that. And okay, so we've had a suspension fail and a rear wing fail. So we have to look at that. That's interesting, considering we didn't run. So I think we've only, yeah. So we'll have to go down to an older part for that. And what else have we got? A rear wing. Looks like we have got a rear wing on that car. That's fine. So that's all we need for the last race of the season. So pretty good. But really good cash flow. We've got $44 million in the bank. But yeah, cost cap. We can't do nothing with that, unfortunately. I can't remember what things don't count towards the cost cap. I'm just trying to think if there's anything to spend that on without impacting the cost cap. Yeah. It's a shame because we've got really good money there. But anyway, we've got 4 days till this next Grand Prix and the final Grand Prix of the season. And we just completed another research project. So let's have a look at where we're sitting in terms of next year. So this is the front wing. We just finished that project. We haven't made up the deficit for the low speed, which is unfortunate, but we've done good work on high speed, medium speed, near enough there on low speed. Rear wing, we have beat the deficit on all three speed elements there. Underfloor, we've beaten it on high speed, medium speed, and matched on low speed. And then the suspension, we have beat it on all three fronts as well. And I think we've still got some parts to go. Yeah, so we'll increase our advantage on those. So for next year, it's looking very good. We won't know until we get there. Here we go. We are already available for Abu Dhabi. What are we going to do here? Finish position. Say 15th. Can't do anything there. Brilliant. So we are ready to jump into the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix weekend and begin practice. If you're jumping into the streams, what did you think of Formula 1 this weekend at Imola? Tricky one for me because I do like the track, but it's one of those that I don't know if it's the track or more so maybe the cars, this generation of cars, but they just didn't suit that track. Very difficult to overtake. But yeah, not quite sure what they could do with that. Maybe it's a tricky one because it's a racetrack, you know, in its own right. It's not just a Formula 1 racetrack, so it takes a lot of other categories there. So, and I'm not too well versed on how well the other categories are driving around Imola, but F1 it doesn't seem to work. So whether they need to make changes, I don't know. But great racetrack. It's not quite working for these cars. Alright, so we are going to jump in with our worn car parts here, which is absolutely fine. Let's put a long run plan on for both. And tinker with the setups till we get these right. But with that, let's jump into this first practice session. Oscar out of the garage, Norris out now as well. Final first practice session of the season for us. Let's see how we go.
Yep, radio check. Yeah, radio's all good.
As I say, this weekend will be interesting in Formula 1. It's, as I say, the weekend's more pivotal on the Saturday. Most important Saturday of the season, really. Will Max clinch pole? Or if he doesn't, we could be in for a different winner this season, unless it's Lando, of course. Perhaps a Ferrari will steal pole. I'd actually love Oscar Piastri to put it on pole in Monaco. That would be beautiful for me. But we'll wait and see. Looking forward to it. Another race weekend this weekend. Always love a back-to-back in Formula 1. So as we're sending the cars out here, we're just waiting for them to get 5 pieces of feedback out of 5. And then once we do that, we will bring them in, have a little bit of a tinker with the setups.
And Lando, can I have an update, please?
Yeah, that's good. Happy with that.
Understood.
Lando's happy, so that's good. Setup's looking okay. So what we'll do is we'll bring him in. Oscar should... There we go. Oscar's done his as well. So here we go. What have we got here? Okay, so we've got optimal on cornering, but a bit of work to do on the other elements here. So What we're going to do is crank that rear wing angle up. Traction was great, so okay, that's not too bad. If we can bring that there though. Let's try something like that for Lando. Ooh, Oscar's not too bad at all. 79%. We're optimal on the straights. Oversteer's not too bad. Traction, so we want to change the anti-roll distribution. Might not be too far away here, to be fair. Go for something like that for Oscar, but that's looking pretty promising. Oscar on our first run. It's always nice to get a really good setup early on, because then we can focus on track acclimatization. Right, let's send them back out then. So halfway through this first practice session, just working on the setups, and say Oscar's looking to be in a better place than Lando. But yeah, I'd love to see Oscar try and, well, secure pole in Monaco. That would be great. I think he was unlucky at the weekend, obviously the 3-place grid penalty, because, as I say, the overtaking was just so difficult. You get close, but then just overtaking, unless you had a good tyre advantage or pace advantage, just wasn't great around Imola for those overtakes. So I think if he would have started where he initially qualified for the grid penalty, I think he would have definitely got a podium, second or third. But yeah, Lando's had a bit of glory already this season, so for me, being a McLaren fan, I'd love to see Oscar put it on pole in Monaco and bring it home for his first race win. I know we got a sprint race win, but do you count that fully as a win? I'm not sure you do, but maybe you do. I think it's slightly different once you get a full race win.
How's the balance?
Yeah, happy.
Okay.
So let's just let them finish their current laps, and then we'll bring them in, have another look at the setups.
How's the balance?
The setup is great for Oscar, so he's looking in a much better place than Lando early on in these practice sessions. So let's have a look. What have we got here? Ooh, very good indeed. That is absolutely beautiful. I feel this is 100% early on here for Oscar. Not going to get these cars back out though, to be fair. Quite a way off still on Lando, as we thought that might be the case. But optimal on traction. That is where we need to be with that. Don't want to be doing that though. Something like that might be good for Lando. We're not going to see how they get on now until we get into the next practice session, practice 2. Send them out, not much point, but...
Okay, that's the checkered flag.
There we go, first practice is done and dusted. We're looking pretty good for a really good setup early on here for Oscar. What we'll do is we'll decide to run him long on that first stint. Be 20 laps for Lando as we jump into the second practice session. Right, let's get them both back out then.
Sessions should be starting now.
Thanks for jumping into the stream, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube. Much appreciated. As we build up, hopefully, to some 100% setup satisfaction. So not too bad here so far. Just waiting for a couple of bits more. Couple bits more? That made no sense. A couple more bits of feedback we're waiting for, and then we can have a look where we're at with setups. Easy for me to say. As I say, I'm just going to keep running Oscar. I'm going to get Lando in.
How's balance?
I'm happy.
Understood.
Let's see where Lando's at now. Okay. We're getting closer here. Try something like that for Lando.
Any feedback?
The Oscars are optimal, so that's looking pretty good. We just continue to run him now. Get him hopefully 100% track acclimatization as well. So Oscar should be pretty well set up coming into this race, qualifying him race. Let's get Lando back out. If you're jumping into the stream, let me know in the comments who is going to win the Grand Prix this weekend in Monaco. What's your podium predictions? I think it's going to be a very interesting Saturday. As we continue, Lando and Oscar on their runs. Oscar should be coming in shortly. A long stint. We'll bring him in now, actually.
Get up.
Lando has a bit of a moment running wide here in this second practice session.
Right, let's have a look now. Around turn 3. And wide
Nothing
they go.
too bad
leaving
there.
the race-
Stop in front of our garage.
We're at 99%. Go that way for one. Should be close now of Oscar to getting that lovely 100% setup satisfaction. He's going to get another 15 minutes to run, so we won't quite know until we get to that third practice session.
And Lando, how are the tyres?
Front tyres are destroyed.
Okay, understood. Okay, Lando, I need some feedback.
Yeah, awesome job.
Lando's now happy
Understood.
with his
Good
setup,
position.
so that is brilliant. Keep running him on these tyres. May get a puncture, but so be it. We're not going to get much more running anyway in this session. Keep him going until he can go no more. He should be coming in shortly anyway because his fuel's nearly out.
Yeah.
And we've only got 5 minutes left now anyway, and Lando is coming in to finish his stint. see where we got to with that. What, 97%, so nearly there with Lando. Pretty close to Lando for that 100% setup. Now we'll just let Oscar finish out the session here. 3 out of 5 feedback, so we will get that bit of feedback early on in the next session. So we will head straight in to practice 3. We're going in practice 3 with a 4% engine with Oscar, 3% ERS and 4% gearbox. Lando's got 9% engine, 5% ERS and 11% gearbox. So we are well and truly running these parts to the end of their life. We'll go long on each. We do need to just have a little play around with Lando's setup. Don't know if that's really changed a great deal, but let's have a look as we jump into the final practice session here in Abu Dhabi.
Track should be green now.
Both of these out and underway. Thanks for dropping the likes, Messi. Much appreciated. That's right. Oscar will report this final bit of feedback very quickly. I think I'll just continue running him because he'll probably get the 100% track acclimatization anyway. So we're in a really good place with Oscar.
Oscar, is the car all okay?
Bit of work to do with Lando. Nothing major. So Oscar now up to 83% on his track acclimatization here. But that will go higher and higher the more we run on track, so we should get that to 100% pretty shortly. Lando's now at 81%. Yeah, so 91% now for Oscar, 85% for Lando. And we've got 4 out of 5 feedback for Lando, so he's back to great for Lando.
It's all good. It's a cool car to drive.
So
Okay, Lando, understood.
we've gone the wrong way there on setup. So we need to have a look at that. Let's just get Oscar to 100%, then we'll bring him in. And we have a little look at how we're working with him. Do the same with Lando. He should get to 100% track acclimatization here. Oscar has reached 100%, so let's bring him in. I think we can bring Lando in now as well, to be fair. Yes, 100% for Oscar. So that is job done. We don't really need to run Oscar anymore. And save the risk of hitting some parts. So 96%, so we were 97 before. I think we need to go this way. Let's revert to that. Right, I think we need to go that way on the setup. So let's get Lando out. He's got 25 minutes to get full set of feedback. and get 100% track acclimatization. Definitely get 100% track acclimatization. Can we get a full set of feedback? Ooh, don't be a red flag. We've had a crash here in practice 3. Multiple cars. I can't see anyone out. We have got a grid penalty for Kevin Magson. 3 seconds though, so K-Mag has been up to no good. We didn't get a replay of that, unfortunately. We do know the culprit, and it's K-Mag. He gets a 3-place grid penalty, which is pretty good for us actually in the race, because Haas have improved that car. They do challenge us, so that may put K-Mag down the grid a little bit. Means he won't be challenging us. 15 minutes to go then, and we are still waiting for a little bit more feedback. So 2 more feedback needed. Should get that done. If we get this last one before 5-minute mark, so we've got 8 minutes. Come on. There we go, yeah. We should definitely get all 5 bits of feedback, which is what we need.
How's the balance, mate?
And we're back to
Happy with
optimal.
that. I think everything's fine.
Okay, understood.
So should be pretty good with Lando as well. So we've had a good practice session in the final practice of the season here.
That is the checkered flag.
Let's see, did we get 100% setup satisfaction with Lando in the end? Did we fall just a little bit short? Oh, we did. 97%, so we couldn't improve on that 97%. But there we have it. Heading into qualifying in Abu Dhabi. 100% track acclimatization for both drivers, so perfect. Car parts knowledge 100% for both, so perfect again on that one. 97% for Lando on setup satisfaction, so nearly there. Oscar does hit 100%, so he gets the Holy Trinity. 100% on all 3, and he has a driver preparation of 100%. Lando just a little bit short by 2%, driver prep of 98%. But all in all, they are both very well set up going into qualifying. We get the confirmation there of Lando at 98% driver preparation and Oscar at 100% as we jump into qualifying next.
Let's hope the teams took full advantage of practice.
So, first of all, we need to put on our better car parts, although Oscar's are still a little bit worn. You can see by his engine now at 43%, ERS at 35%. So he's not got the best of parts. But his gearbox is alright, as a saving grace. Lando's engine now down to 49%. These are going to get us through the race, but it's not perfect, it's not ideal. We might not have full potential on these parts. ERS and gearbox absolutely fine for Lando though, so it is just his engine. So confidence very high for both drivers as we head into Q1 in Abu Dhabi. Right, let's get a couple of bankers out.
Sessions should be starting now.
That's bankers with a B. I'm not being derogatory to my 2 drivers there. Let's just see what we can set for this first hot lap.
Remember, the delta needs to be negative at the end of the lap.
As this will be the last qualifying session we do with this, well, not hopefully not the last session, qualifying as a whole, as that we do with this car. So it'll be goodbye to qualifying for the 2023 car. Let's get some fresh softs ready. We are probably going to need them. Just wait for everyone to do their first runs here. So Zhou has actually gone quicker than Piastri. So Piastri's had a bit of a problem out there, I would assume. Norris looking okay for Q2. Get Lando back out for his second run. And Oscar as well. Alright, here we go then. Let's jump on board with Lando, who's away first here. So Oscar is definitely needing to improve. He is 18th, so he's in the drop zone. He needs to find probably 4 attempts, maybe half a second, probably about half a second. Lando is safe at the moment, doesn't look too bad, but we're looking for green sectors. Lando has not got a green sector. Oscar has, thankfully, so Oscar is going faster. Lando is not, so far. Bruce, thanks for the comment. Thank you, much appreciated. Appreciate the love. That's what we're going to do in this second sector time. And Lando not improving, so not looking good for Lando here. Oscar is going quicker. Let's jump on board with Oscar now. And how much quicker is Oscar going? He needs about half a second here. Lando may be at risk from Albon and Hulkenberg. And his teammate, of course, if Piastri goes quicker.
Okay, that's the checkered flag. Well done.
Lando did go quicker in the end. Oscar... Oh my... No, that was an anticlimax, wasn't it? Oscar setting green sector, and then fails to do so in that final sector, and did improve his time ever so slightly, but not enough, and he's qualified 19th. That's really poor from Oscar. He's got some warm parts on his car, but that lap was looking pretty good. Then Norris was the other way around. Yellow sector 1, yellow sector 2, so looking like he was going to go slower, and then bossed it in the final sector to safely get through to Q2. Where do you think you'll finish in qualifying? Well, Lando's through to Q2. Oscar is unfortunately out, so I don't know where we can go with Lando. Lando's always a bit of surprise. He was 9th there, so I'd be surprised if we can get into Q3, maybe 12th. I'll take 12th place, where this car is at the moment. K-Mag and Danny Ricks. So K-Mag's got a 3-place grid penalty, we know. Danny Ricks also taking a penalty, so it doesn't matter too much if they qualify ahead of us. So Oscar is out, 19th, so that's going to be a very difficult race for him. What can we do with Lando? I tell you what, we will start on some scrub softs first, just to get a banker in. So let's just send him out and get a bit of a banker lap in, and then we'll get some fresh softs on and see what we can do in Q2. Can we get into Q3 in this final race of the season? As Lando finishes that first lap. That was on a scrub set of softs though, so
Confirm.
not expecting anything major from that. So let's get him ready for some fresh softs. So as we see, Lando's time not great, but as I say, that is on a used set of softs. If you're jumping into the stream, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube, please do like the video, do get involved in the comments, and let me know if you're watching Formula 1 this weekend, who is going to win in Monaco. Well, who's going to be on pole, more importantly, for Monaco. As let's send Lando back out. So what can we do here with Lando Norris as we're getting ready to start his final run here in Q2? Messi says Max Verstappen for this weekend. Never a bad bet. Never a bad bet. I'm hoping Oscar. Bit unlucky this weekend with the grid penalty. I'm hoping he can stick it on pole in Monaco and come away with his first full race win. Here we go then, Lando. What can we do in this run? We are going quicker. We should do, really, because they were scrub set. We're now on a fresh set of softs. So we're looking for green sectors down here. And we've got a green, which is a personal best in that first sector. What can we do in this second sector? We've got a bit of traffic coming up. This is not ideal. Moves out of the way nicely for us though. Didn't lose any time in the traffic there. The Magson's finished, Hulkenberg's finished, so it looks like we need to find about 6 tenths. Need to find 6 tenths here probably to get into Q3. Has he done enough, Lando? Couple of corners to go now. Here we go. What are we going to post here then? Are we making it through to Q3? No. So that is similar to what Oscar did in Q1. Again, that's a poor final sector. Yeah, very poor final sector. Now that is a shame from Lando. Actually, his middle sector wasn't too hot either. Well, that's a shame. We are going to be out in Q2 with Lando, starting 14th. We do beat Gasly, which is benefit, but Ocon looks like he's going to be through to Q3. We don't want Ocon getting too high up in this grid. And there we go. Confirmation then of Lando Norris finishing 14th. Let's go and see what happened in Q3. And there we have it. So Carlos Sainz is going to be on pole. Ferrari showing good pace in the game on these in these final stages. So maybe Ferrari are going to be the team to watch next year in our series. Max Verstappen still hanging in there and he's in second. And still probably a good chance for him grabbing the victory in the race. Charles Leclerc in third. Sergio Perez fourth. Stroll fifth. And his teammate Fernando Alonso in sixth. Esteban Ocon qualifies seventh. Bad news for us, because we are in a battle with Alpine and that gap was 13 points, I believe it was. What's he on for there? 1, 2, 4, 6. Okay, so it's not too desperate unless something happens in front of him, but yeah, I know. So yeah, not ideal for us, Ocon being there. Russell is 8th. Ricciardo is 9th, but taking grid penalty. That's more than a free place. Then we will go up 1. K-Mag is taking a free place grid penalty, so that will promote Lando up a little bit. So Magson's 11th, so we will be promoted to 13th. If Ricciardo's taking a 5-place penalty, we will be 12th. Hopefully Lewis Hamilton can come through the grid and get up to Ocon as well. And luckily for us, Gasly is below us in 15th. So yeah, I'm not too worried yet because Alpine need to score 13. That would be fourth and the fastest lap for Ocon, or finishing third. So I think that's unlikely.
The time has come to fight it out.
But let's just, before we save this, let's just see. So yeah, we have been promoted to 12th with Norris and 18th with Piastri. So Ricciardo must have took a 10-place grid penalty. So we will start the race in 12th with Norris and 18th with Piastri. As we just save this here. So if you've jumped into the stream, thank you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Are you going to get F1 24 Manager? I am indeed. I will get that at the end of July when it comes out, and we will start a new series as soon as that comes out. What about yourself, Messi? Are you going to be getting it? But yeah, thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for jumping into the stream. If you're new, or even if you're coming back, especially on YouTube, you're not subscribed, please do so. And if you've watched over on TikTok, please go to my profile. In there you'll find a link to the YouTube, and on all of the live streams we have highlighted episodes of those that are available on the channel, so please check those out and send them some likes and comments, and subscribe to the channel over there on YouTube. And we are streaming this series on a Tuesday and Friday, every Tuesday and every Friday, apart from when I'm away, but every Tuesday and Friday, 7:15 BST time. So please do return on Friday at 7:15, and we will continue with this race weekend as we do the final race of this 2023 season in Abu Dhabi. Good to hear, Messi. Glad you're getting it. I'm looking forward to it. Some good changes coming in the next one. But yeah, please do come back on Friday. As I say, 7:15 BST time. We'll carry on this weekend with the race in Abu Dhabi. And once we've done that, we'll be on to 2024. And we should have a pretty good car with the amount of research and development we've done. Hopefully, well, we should at least be scoring regular points. But I'm hoping we're going to be challenged for podiums, if not some wins. So, as I say, we'll be back on Friday.